Hi everyone, welcome to our fourth episode of Life Talks by Spiritual Guides. I'm your host Shreya Vyas. I'm a counselor and hypnotherapist and working with Chyks as a psychology intern. Today we have with us Brahmacharini Anupama Chaitanya and she's going to share her experience with the Chinmaya Mission. Before we begin, I would like everyone watching us to feel free to ask in the comment section any question if you have, and we would surely answer them. You may also start a watch party on Facebook so that your friends and family may take benefit from this. One line for the organization that VICHAS focuses on helping psychologists, coaches, and trainers to develop advanced coaching and therapeutic skills. Before moving ahead, I would also like to share the purpose of this webinar. So in the world we are living, spiritual groups are playing major source of support system for the people. अगर हम self realization की बात करें या तो फिर हम हेलो या तो फिर हम अगर हम कोई इमोशनल इशू पर्सनल लेवल पे फेस करते हैं तो in that sense spiritual groups are playing major role. So today we have invited a group of spiritual practitioners so that we can provide the people with a better understanding of the philosophy of the different spiritual groups carry. This will also help the people to understand the view of Guru of the spiritual path in terms of mental health issue.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm 2 minutes late.
No, it's okay. Fine. No problem.
Yep. We're all set to go.
Yes, perfect. So let me give you a brief introduction about Anupama ji. It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce. Brahmacharini Anupama Chaitanya is based at Chinmaya Mission Jamnagar as the resident guide and sevak. She has completed the Vedanta course under a Swami Advayanandaji in the 2011 and 13. Before that, she has a formal education and she did a fashion designing and MA with the philosophy. And she was working with Mahatma Gandhi International School in Ahmedabad while studying. She discovered Chinmaya Mission in 2002 and was attracted to the course and activities. She worked as a member of a Chinmaya Yuva Kendra in Ahmedabad. She attributed her journey, growth, and inspiration to her beloved Guru and Swami Chinmayananda and all her spiritual master, and has dedicated every moment, every breath in the service of society and the Lord. सिस्टर, इस लाइफ टॉक्स बाय स्पिरिचुअल गाइड की श्रृंखला में आपका स्वागत है. हरिओम.
हरिओम. Thank
so
you, Shreya.
Yeah. So starting with our question, we would love to know more about you and your journey into the spiritual domain. So can you please throw some light on how you get introduced to the spiritual group और आपकी जर्नी के बारे में?
सबसे पहले मैं बहुत ही धन्यवाद कहना चाहती हूँ अपने माता पिता को जिन्होंने मुझे इस मार्ग पर चलने के लिए अनुमति दी, और मेरे गुरुजनों को जिन्होंने मुझे ये अवसर दिया कि ये जो सबसे महत्व की चीज़ है, सबसे मुश्किल ज्ञान है, वह आसानी से सरलता से हमें दिया. उसके लिए बहुत बहुत कृतज्ञता व्यक्त करती हूँ. About the journey, spiritual journey, that too. Now I was just reflecting over it. इसके बारे में सोच रही थी, तो जब सोचा तो लगा कि पीछे मुड़ के देखती हूँ तो अभी लगता है कि जैसे हर स्टेज जो था जर्नी में, अब तक की जर्नी में, यात्रा में, वह सब कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट था और हर स्टेज कुछ न कुछ नया सिखा रहा था. जैसे कि आज जो मैं हूँ उसको बनाने के लिए हर स्टेज इम्पोर्टेंट था. तो ऑफ कोर्स लॉट्स ऑफ अप्स एंड डाउन्स, उतार चढ़ाव हमेशा रहते हैं यात्रा में, और उतार चढ़ाव नहीं होंगे तो मज़ा भी नहीं आएगा. So definitely lot of ups and downs, and journey so far was very interesting. As far as spiritual journey is concerned, I was just thinking कि journey किसे कहते हैं? Journey begins only when we realize what is our destination or goal. Only then we can say that I am on the journey. If not, there is no goal, then it is wandering. अगर कोई ध्येय नहीं है और हम सिर्फ ऐसे ही चले जा रहे हैं तो मतलब तो भटकना हुआ. तो ज्यादातर हम भटकते ही हैं. Thanks to Mahatmas and Gurus who finds us, catches us, and shows us the right path, the goal of life, and puts us on the right direction. So thanks to Chinmaya Mission, I got to know that what is the goal of my life, and on the path, walking towards the goal. So that is when the journey begins, and especially spiritual journey, आध्यात्मिक यात्रा जो होती है. तो ये दो शब्द हैं जो स्पेशली आध्यात्मिक, ये आध्यात्मिक शब्द बहुत ही यूज होता है, पर इसका अर्थ शायद ही बहुत कम लोग जानते होंगे कि अधि प्लस आत्मा, इट इज अबाउट मी. So this journey is not outward, this journey is within, to know myself.
Yes.
So जिस समय ये पता चले कि हमें दुनिया को बदलने की जरूरत नहीं है, हमें अपने आप को बदलने की जरूरत है, तब सही में जर्नी शुरू होती है. यू टर्न, एंड दैट्स व्हाट पूज्य गुरुदेव स्वामी चिन्मयानंद जी सेज, दैट यू टर्न. Now the direction is wrong, so when we turn towards the right direction, then the journey actually begins, and we proceed forward. So that's how the journey started, and with the mission, and I'm very happy, glad to walk on this path.
थैंक यू सिस्टर. आपने बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुली बताया कि लाइफ में गोल बहुत ज़रूरी है. अगर हम अपनी स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ के बारे में बात करें या तो फिर अपनी नॉर्मल लाइफ के बारे में, तो गोल बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट है. तो टू बिल्ड अप दिस क्वेश्चन, ऐसी क्या चीज़ इसमें थी, मतलब चिन्मया मिशन में, कि आपने ये स्पेसिफिक पाथ लिया? बिकॉज हम देखते हैं कि आजकल बहुत सारी फिलोसफी है, देयर आर वेरियस काइंड्स ऑफ मेडिटेशन. सो what specific thing inspire you to choose this specific spiritual path?
Actually speaking, there is no specific spiritual path, but yes, there are specific organization, I would say. So my coming to Chinmaya Mission, superficially if we see, then it was accidental. I was just moving around, looking for some place where I can find yoga organization where I can learn yoga. तो हमने नया नया हाउस शिफ्ट किया था और इधर उधर मैं भटक रही थी सोचू से, और मुझे पहला जो स्टेशन मिला वो चिन्मय मिशन था. तो मुझे लगा यहाँ पे कुछ योगा कराते होंगे, और मैं उस तरह से अंदर आई. और फिर धीरे धीरे योगा तो नहीं कराते थे यहाँ पे, पर कहा कि गीता जी सिखाते हैं, भगवत गीता का अध्ययन करते हैं, क्लासेस होते हैं छोटे बच्चों के लिए, बड़े बच्चों के लिए स्पिरिचुअल स्टडीज होता है. तो उस वक्त तो कुछ ज़्यादा पता नहीं था, तो मुझे लगा ये भी इंटरेस्टिंग है, क्योंकि मेरा सब्जेक्ट भी फिलोसॉफी था. तो मुझे बहुत ही इसमें रुचि हुई, और जिस तरह से चिन्मय मिशन में ये नॉलेज दिया जाता है, दैट इज द बेस्ट आई हैव डिस्कवर्ड सो फार. और कहते हैं कि जो हमने कभी पजल खेली होती है, तो पजल में होता है ना कि सही पीस सही जगह ही फिट होता है. तो इस तरह से बहुत सारी और जगह ट्राई कर ली, कहीं फिट नहीं हुए. Then this is where I found myself, or this is where I found that this is what I am looking for. And yeah, so the cause for which Chinmaya Mission works, and the depth of the knowledge which Chinmaya Mission has, the way of delivering that knowledge, all this was definitely attracting, and so many role models to look up to, and to see that yeah, there is fulfillment in this journey, and this knowledge has got lot to give in life. So that's how I got attracted with and inspired and got into Chinmaya Mission.
Thank you so much, sister. And after listening to this, I'm very curious to know what is the essence of a philosophy you follow. So it would be great if you could throw some light on the primary principle कि क्या core principle है जिसको हम follow कर सकते हैं.
ये जो philosophy है इसको वेदांत कहते हैं. I'm sure you would have heard a little bit about Vedanta in previous talks also.
Yes.
So ये वेदांत शब्द का थोड़ा अर्थ समझते हैं. We'll see in a brief that what is Vedanta and what are the basic principles of Vedanta. So वेदांता शब्द जो है वह शब्द ही उसका अर्थ थोड़ा बहुत तो हमें जानने को मिल जाता है तुरंत ही. वेद प्लस अंत, मतलब जो वेदों के अंत में है उसको वेदांत कहते हैं. ना अभी प्रश्न ये उठा है अंत में है माने क्या कि वेद की एक जो पुस्तक है उस पुस्तक के अंत में ये पोर्शन दिया गया है जिसको हम वेदांत कहते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है. अंत माने उसका सार क्या है, उसका एसेंस क्या है, उसका कल्मिनेशन क्या है. व्हाट इज वेदास वांट टू टेल अस ultimately. So that is the meaning of this word Vedanta, and that portion where the essence of Vedas is given or where it wants to lead us, that portion is called Upanishad. And this Upanishad is speaking about me. So generally हमको लगता है कि ये जो ज्ञान है, ये जो नॉलेज है वह बहुत ही आउटडेटेड है और इररिलेवेंट है आज के समय में. बट ये बिल्कुल भी ऐसा नहीं है. इट इज़ नॉट एट ऑल इररिलेवेंट, बिकॉज यदि हम कहें कि ये ज्ञान इररिलेवेंट है आज के समय में तो क्या मैं इररिलेवेंट हूँ क्योंकि ये मेरे बारे में है. तो यदि ये मेरे बारे में है तो इट इज़ रिलेवेंट टू मी. सो एंड आई लव माई सेल्फ द मोस्ट. No matter what,
yes, true.
We
Very true.
all love ourselves the most. So don't we want to know about ourselves? So we must know this knowledge. And उपनिषद में तो इतनी हद तक कहा है कि यदि इस जन्म में हम इस ज्ञान को प्राप्त करते हैं और इस ज्ञान को जीते हैं तो इससे अधिक लाभ कुछ नहीं है. और यदि हम इस जन्म में ये ज्ञान प्राप्त नहीं करते और उसके बिना ही हम जन्म पूरा करते हैं तो इससे अधिक नुकसान कोई नहीं है. मतलब there is no greater benefit than knowing this knowledge. There is no greater loss if you do not know this knowledge, because it is about you yourself. It is your own identity. So we must know this knowledge, because another reason for knowing this knowledge, of course, it is about me. But there is another reason that there are many different fields of knowledges. There are different types of knowledges, but no knowledge whatsoever will remove all your sorrows or worries or fears. It's impossible. No knowledge. Partially, yes, I get the degree and I get a job, I get livelihood, so there'll be some partial removal of sorrow of surviving, or certain sorrows will be removed, but it will not remove all the sorrows right from the root of it. तो सभी हमारे दुख का, भय का जो इलाज है इस नॉलेज से हमें मिल सकता है. ये ज्ञान प्राप्त करने से, खुद के बारे में जानने से हमारे सारे दुख, सारे भय, सारी चिंताएं, एंजाइटी, व्हाटएवर स्ट्रेस, एवरीथिंग विल बी डिसॉल्व. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि परिस्थितियां नहीं आएगी, पर हम परिस्थिति का सामना अच्छे से कर पाएंगे. तो ये नॉलेज इसीलिए बहुत ही ज़रूरी है कि हम इसको जाने और समझे और अपने जीवन में उतारे भी. तो अभी इसके जो सिद्धांत है उसके बारे में हम समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. ऑफ कोर्स ये प्लेटफॉर्म ऐसा नहीं है जहाँ पे हम बात कर सकते हैं, इंटरेक्शन कर सकते हैं. नहीं तो it would have been good that we would have interacted, but because of the time which we are in, we have to go with the flow. So I will only ask question, I will only give answer. But please think with me. If you think with me, be with me, then you will enjoy the journey of this 1 hour. So please just put everything away, whatever you have right now, for some time, and be focused. Just be with me. It is not that tough like PhD. We'll be able to understand if we use our brains correctly.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, so the principal will understand first thing, that what are we looking in our life. Whoever is there, what does that person wants? What is the goal of that person? Whatever he is doing, whatever she is doing, we may say that I want millions of money, I want a big house, I want a big car, whatever we say. But what is the goal of life? That goal of life, even though we say different things, we all have a common goal. These goals which we talk about, they are just the mediums to get the happiness.
Yes.
Whatever I want for happiness. I'm sure this is not very difficult to
Yes.
understand.
Yes.
Whatever
Very
I want
practical.
in life, yeah, is only happiness. That is what I want. So there is nothing else. Nobody in the world, no being, I'm not talking only about human being, but no being wants a sorrow. Everyone wants happiness. No one wants
Correct.
sorrow. So we all
Absolutely
want
right.
happiness. And the strange thing is, very few gets happiness. And the question arises is that ki if we are looking for happiness, that means we are not happy right now. अगर हम खुशी ढूंढ रहे हैं, आनंद ढूंढ रहे हैं, मतलब हम अभी खुश नहीं है क्या? तो जब ये प्रश्न पूछते हैं तो प्रश्न मिलता जवाब मिलता है कि वैसे अभी खुश है, पर
और ज़्यादा
थोड़ा
चाहिए।
ज्यादा, हाँ थोड़ी ज्यादा, थोड़ा है, थोड़े की जरूरत है. आई वॉन्ट लिटिल मोर. एंड ये जो खुशी है, और अनेक जवाब हम अगर सोचे तो धीरे धीरे हमको ये भी सोचने में आएगा कि ये जो खुशी है, ये खुशी अभी डिपेंडेंट है. ये खुशी की कोई गारंटी नहीं है, कि कोई ठिकाना नहीं है कि कब सपोर्ट वापस खींच ले अपने पॉलिटिशियंस जैसा. तो ये खुशी जो अभी है, वो थोड़ी थोड़ी है, पर उसका कोई गारंटी नहीं है. इट इज नॉट सस्टेनेबल हैप्पीनेस, एंड दैट वेरी हैप्पीनेस विच आई कंसिडर एज हैप्पीनेस टर्न्स इनटू द सॉरो. So that is why I'm looking for happiness which is everlasting, which is independent of situations, objects, or being, and unadulterated. मतलब अनएडल्ट्रेटेड, मतलब जब हम, वेरी सिंपल एग्जांपल कि हम बनाना खाते हैं, तो बनाना को तिल के साथ अगर खा लिया, छिलके के साथ, तो बनाना का स्वीट टेस्ट तो आएगा, बट बीच बीच में वो छिलका आएगा. तो ऐसा
करेक्ट।
टेस्ट तो हमको नहीं चाहिए, इसीलिए हम छिलका निकाल के खाते हैं, बिकॉज वी वांट दैट कंप्लीटली. सो इसी तरह हमें भी आनंद चाहिए, खुशी चाहिए, विच इज कंप्लीट इन इटसेल्फ. एंड एज वी आर सर्चिंग, तो हमारी सर्च, जो कोई भी हम सर्च करते हैं, मतलब ढूंढ रहे हैं, कुछ चीज ढूंढ रहे हैं, तो ये चीज ढूंढना बंद कब होगा? जब हमें वो चीज मिल जाए. If I'm looking for something, that search will end when I get that thing. But if I
ट्रू।
get that thing and again I have to look for that thing, means I have not got that thing.
यस।
Isn't it? So
मेकिंग
यदि
सेंस।
हमको लगता है कि हैप्पीनेस हम सर्च कर रहे हैं और कहीं कहीं हमें थोड़ी थोड़ी मिल जाती है, तो हमें वापस क्यों ढूंढनी पड़ती है? So we'll see that part later, that why we are searching again and again and what is the cause behind it. But ultimately our goal is to get that happiness which has a special brand. We all have brands and we prefer brands, right? We go
यस।
to the shopping and we see the brand, okay, this particular brand is good. So like that, we want happiness of the brand which is blissful, everlasting, infinite, never ending, independent,
यस।
unadulterated. whatever words you want to put, अनंत आनंद चाहिए हमें. हमें ऐसा आनंद नहीं चाहिए जो फ्लक्चुएट हो रहा है और मिलता है खो जाता है, मिलता है खो जाता है, टेम्पररी है, ऐसा नहीं चाहिए. So we all are clear about that. We want happiness which is of the brand and of infinite. Okay, Anand. So now as we are clear about this, we'll go to the next step. Let's do one thing कि ढूंढते हैं कि कहाँ पे है ये हैप्पीनेस, क्योंकि हमें महसूस तो होती है और कई लोगों ने ये हैप्पीनेस प्राप्त भी की है, इटर्नल हैप्पीनेस. दे टॉक अबाउट इट, सो इट मीन्स इट इज देयर. सो वी नीड टू फाइंड द लोकस. वेयर इज इट? कहाँ पे है अगर है तो? So we'll do a very nice thing. Puji Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda ji has given this beautiful tool which is called BMI chart. So ये जो BMI chart, I'm sure you can see that, and this little tool itself explains us the entire Vedanta. The whole Vedanta is in this tool. So if you can just remember this much, you know the Vedanta, the basics.
Then I will also talk
now
about
let's
Vedanta.
Yeah, sure you can, but it's just not knowing about this. We'll try to understand this. So let's do one thing. We see here a little Om on the top.
Yes.
We see Om.
Yes.
This is a different type of Om, but understand this is Om. Okay. Yes. This Om represents me. That is me. This Om is my true nature. That Om is me. So this one is me. This entire thing which you see, this 9 letters, BMI, PFT, OET, this entire thing is world. Okay. So me and world. 2 parts we are dividing this entire chart in. Me is Om and the entire world is this BMI. Okay. So we've divided 2 parts. Either happiness should be in me or it should be in the world. Yes. Correct? There are only 2 places, me and the world. There is no third place. Yes. So we'll have to check whether it is in world or whether it is in me. So let's do little analysis. थोड़ा सोचे हम इसके बारे में. तो हम जब सोचते हैं कि दुनिया के पदार्थ में, व्यक्ति में या सिचुएशन, परिस्थिति में क्या हैप्पीनेस है, क्या उसका स्वभाव हैप्पीनेस है, आनंद है? यदि है तो हमें आनंद मिलना चाहिए वहां से, राइट? तो दुनिया में आनंद है कि नहीं, उस दुनिया की कोई चीज का स्वभाव आनंद है कि नहीं, इसको जानने के लिए हम एक एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. हमारे जो ऋषि मुनि थे, हमारे जो पूर्वज थे, वे बहुत 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 ज्यादा इंटेलिजेंट थे. वी कैन नॉट इवन इमेजिन हाउ इंटेलिजेंट दे वर, एंड दे हैव डन सो मच ऑफ रिसर्च एंड सो मच ऑफ अमेजिंग वर्क दैट वी कांट इवन थिंक ऑफ इट. छोटी सी छोटी बात चीजों के लिए भी उन्होंने डिटेल्स रिसर्च किया है. तो किसी चीज का स्वभाव ये है, ये कहने के लिए उसको 3 कसौटियों से हमें परखना चाहिए. उसकी 3 कसौटी होती है और तीनों कसौटी में यदि ये सही उतरता है तो कह सकते हैं कि इसका स्वभाव ये है. विल टेक एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ शुगर. चीनी का स्वभाव मिठास होता है. तो किस आधार पे आप कह रहे हो चीनी का स्वभाव मिठास होता है? क्या आपके पास प्रूफ है? We will never think about this, but they thought about this. कि किसी वस्तु का स्वभाव ये है, इसको कहने के लिए कौन सी शर्तें जरूरी है. तो उन्होंने सोचा कि चीनी का स्वभाव मिठास है, ये कहने के लिए 3 बहुत ही आवश्यक कंडीशन है. क्या आवश्यक कंडीशन है? पहली कंडीशन, चीनी हमेशा हर समय मुझे खुशी देनी चाहिए. क्लियर? रात को 2 बजे, सुबह को 4 बजे, शाम को 6 बजे, रात को 12 बजे, कभी भी मैं खाऊं, चीनी मिठास देनी चाहिए. अगर वो किसी भी समय कड़वी लगती है तो मुझे अपने डॉक्टर को कंसल्ट करना चाहिए, क्योंकि मुंह में खराबी है. चीनी हमेशा स्वीट लगती है ना? सो हर समय वो हमें मिठास देना चाहिए. हर इवन सिचुएशन में कि दुखद समय है तभी भी वो हमको मिठास देना चाहिए, और सुखद समय है तो तभी भी हमको मिठास देना चाहिए। तो जैसा भी हो, जिसी भी परिस्थिति में, समय में हम खाए, चीनी मीठी होनी चाहिए, तब हम कह सकते हैं चीनी का स्वभाव मीठा है। दैट इज फर्स्ट कंडीशन, एंड चीनी इज पास्ट। हमारी चीनी पास हो गई पहली परीक्षा में। अभी दूसरी परीक्षा करते हैं। दूसरी परीक्षा क्या है? दूसरी परीक्षा है कि ये चीनी सबको मीठी लगनी चाहिए ना, कि कोई भी ऐसा नहीं होना, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आपको तीखी लग रही है, अरे मुझे तो कड़वी लगी, अरे इसे तो खारी लगी, तो नमकीन लगी। ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, सबको मीठी लगनी चाहिए, तभी हम कह सकते हैं कि चीनी का स्वभाव मीठा है। सो दूसरी कंडीशन, सबको मीठी लगनी चाहिए, तब हम कह सकते हैं। तीसरी उसकी परीक्षा है कि हर जगह वो हमें मिठास देनी चाहिए। मैं अंदर खाऊं, बाहर खाऊं, ऊपर खाऊं, नीचे खाऊं, अमेरिका में खाऊं, कनाडा में खाऊं, जापान में खाऊं, कहीं भी खाऊं। ऐसा नहीं है कि चीनी अमेरिका में कड़वी लगती है पर इंडिया में तो बहुत ही स्वीट लगती है, बिटर लगती है। ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, हर जगह मुझे वो स्वीट लगनी चाहिए। तो ये चीनी हमारी तीनों परीक्षा में पास हो गई। अगर सोचे तो ये तीनों परीक्षा में पास हो गए, तो कह सकते हैं कि हाँ, चीनी का स्वभाव मिठास है। राइट। अभी इसी तरह से हम इस दुनिया के एक भी किसी भी पदार्थ को ले लेते हैं, एक भी पदार्थ को हम चेक करेंगे तो हमको पता चल जाएगा सारे पदार्थ के बारे में। सो विल चेक वन ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट, कि क्या ऑब्जेक्ट में, पदार्थ में, वस्तु में या व्यक्ति में या परिस्थिति में हैप्पीनेस है कि नहीं। क्या हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि पदार्थ, व्यक्ति या वस्तु का स्वभाव हैप्पीनेस है। ओके, so we'll take an example. For example, ice cream, because most of the people, I'm not saying all, most of the people like ice cream. So हम इस आइसक्रीम को हमारी तीनों परीक्षा में चेक करते हैं। फर्स्ट रूल, व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट रूल? इज चीनी सभी समय हमें स्वीट लगनी चाहिए। वैसे आइसक्रीम हर समय हमें हैप्पीनेस देना चाहिए, तब हम कह सकते हैं कि आइसक्रीम का स्वभाव हैप्पीनेस है। अब आइसक्रीम को ले लो रात को 2 बजे, 24 घंटे सोए नहीं हैं और मुश्किल से नींद आई है, और ऐसे में कोई वही आइसक्रीम जो हमारी फेवरेट आइसक्रीम है, और वी जस्ट want that ice cream for any, I mean, at any time, but not at any time. We may say that any time is okay, but 2 o'clock in the night when you have not slept for 24 hours, if somebody brings that very ice cream, you will scream, no more ice cream.
Yes.
So ice cream does not give happiness at every time, all time. So sorry, first exam में ही fail हो गया बेचारा आइसक्रीम। So अभी सेकेंड एग्जाम देखते हैं। चलो ठीक है, सेकेंड ट्रायल ले लेते हैं। सेकेंड ट्रायल, सेकेंड रूल क्या था कि सभी को इक्वली स्वीट लगना चाहिए चीनी, तो आइसक्रीम सभी को खुशी देना चाहिए। नाउ यू मे से दैट सभी को अच्छी लगती, नहीं 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 नहीं, सॉरी, देयर आर सम पीपल हु डू नॉट लाइक आइसक्रीम, आई एम वन ऑफ देम। सो किसी किसी को आइसक्रीम बहुत पसंद होता है, और किसी किसी को जब आइसक्रीम का नाम पड़ता है, अगेन दे स्क्रीम, नो मोर आइसक्रीम। सो एंड ऑल्सो जिसको अच्छा लगता है उसको भी, कब तक अच्छा लगता है? फर्स्ट सर्विंग, वाओ डिलीशियस, सेकेंड सर्विंग, थर्ड सर्विंग, फोर्थ सर्विंग, फिफ्थ सर्विंग, कीप गिविंग सर्विंग। 15वां या 16वां सर्विंग जब होगा तो वो भी बोलेगा नो मोर आइसक्रीम। क्यों? वो आइसक्रीम में अगर हैप्पीनेस है तो वी डोंट माइंड गेटिंग मोर हैप्पीनेस, सो इट शुड गिव मी मोर हैप्पीनेस एट एवरी सर्विंग, बट इट डज नॉट। सो वी कांट से दैट आइसक्रीम हैज इट्स नेचर एज हैप्पीनेस। सॉरी, सेकेंड एग्जाम में भी फेल हो गया। चलो थर्ड देख लेते हैं। थर्ड में क्या है कि ये हर जगह पे मुझे हैप्पीनेस देना चाहिए। तो भारत में बहुत गर्मी की सीजन है, उस समय हमने आइसक्रीम खा लिया तो बहुत ही बढ़िया है। लेकिन यदि कनाडा गए, बहुत ठंड है, गई नहीं हूँ, सुना है कि जब रोते हैं तो आंसू भी बर्फ हो जाते हैं। तो इतनी ठंड में यदि कोई आइसक्रीम सर्व करता है तो वो आइसक्रीम हमें दुख देगा, सुख नहीं देगा। सो ये थर्ड एग्जाम में भी फेल हो गया। सो किसी भी एंगल से हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि दुनिया के किसी भी पदार्थ में हैप्पीनेस है, हम ये बिल्कुल भी नहीं बोल सकते। तो यदि ये दुनिया में नहीं है तो कहाँ होना चाहिए? मुझ में। Right, there are only two places. We divided the entire world in two parts, me and the world. So if it is not in the world, then it should be in me. So that is very clear that वो खुशी मुझ में है, यहाँ पे नहीं है। Okay, this portion it is not there, world में नहीं है। तो फिर अगर ये वर्ल्ड में नहीं है और मुझ में है, मेरा स्वभाव है, तो फिर मैं दुखी क्यों होती हूँ? तो फिर मुझे दुख क्यों होता है? क्वेश्चनेबल।
यही पूछने वाली थी।
या बिकॉज इट इज ऑब्वियस, यदि मेरा स्वभाव है तो मुझे दुख नहीं होना चाहिए, पर डेफिनेटली दुख नहीं होना चाहिए। दैट इज वेरी लॉजिकल, वेरी अंडरस्टैंडेबल। बट ये जो पूरा चार्ट देख रहे हैं उसमें हम ये छोटा सा वी देख रहे हैं।
Yes.
कैन यू रीड दैट वी?
Yes.
या
Yes. I can
दैट वी, that little v because of which we are unhappy. अरे इतना सिंपल है, इस v को हटा दो। This v represents अज्ञान, ignorance, ignorance about my own true nature. Avidya, ignorance, non-apprehension of reality, whatever words you want to use, it represents ignorance. Means मुझे अपने आप के बारे में ज्ञान नहीं है, मुझे अपने आप का मूल स्वभाव क्या है ये नहीं पता, इसीलिए मैं क्या कर रही हूँ? क्योंकि मुझे नहीं पता। अब ये नहीं पता भी बड़ी मजेदार चीज होती है। हमें जब कुछ नहीं पता होता है तो हम वहां पे अटक नहीं जाते। कोई अनजान इंसान अंदर आए और हम आपसे पूछे कि क्या आप इसके बारे में कुछ कह सकते हैं? हम कहते हैं वैसे मैं इसको जानती नहीं हूँ लेकिन शक्ल से ऐसा लग रहा है कि ये बहुत अच्छा इंसान होगा। We never stop at मैं नहीं जानते. We go forward and superimpose something because we cannot stay uh, without identity. So ये आइडेंटिटी का मुझे पता नहीं है कि ये मेरी आइडेंटिटी है, इसीलिए मैं किसी और आइडेंटिटी को देखती हूँ कि क्या मेरी आइडेंटिटी है। इफ नॉट दिस देन व्हाट इज माय आइडेंटिटी? आई थिंक आई एम दिस, आई थिंक आई एम दिस, आई थिंक आई एम दिस, एंड देन व्हाट इज दिस? This is body, B for body, M for
Mind.
any guess? Mind, correct. I for
Intellect.
intellect, correct. Body,
Pass.
mind and intellect.
Intellect.
BMI, right? So क्योंकि मुझे पता नहीं है कि ये मैं हूँ, मैं मान लेती हूँ कि मैं ये बॉडी हूँ, मैं ये माइंड हूँ, मैं ये इंटेलेक्ट हूँ। अभी मैंने मान लिया, ये माना हुआ है, ठीक है, ये सच नहीं है, तो मैंने मान लिया
Yes.
कि मैं बॉडी हूँ। Assumption, right? It is just an assumption and false identity of mine. Okay, so I have understood that I am this BMI, and I have limited myself who is infinite, who is blissful, who is just immortal, all pervading, is me considering myself as this 5 foot 2 inch little body. Now सोचो अनंत के सामने इसका क्या वैल्यू है? So we think very small, we have very narrow vision, we have very selfish thinking. Why? Because we consider ourselves to be the body and not this. I am infinite, but I think I am this limited being, and we think very small and selfish and have a narrow vision. And when we have a narrow vision and small thinking, petty thinking, limited thinking, of course we are bound to face problems and we will be in sorrowful condition. There is no doubt about it.
Yes,
जैसे
true.
ये पूरा शरीर, मान लो अभी मैं पूरा शरीर को मैं मानती हूँ, पूरा शरीर ये ओम है, मान लो अनंत को हम लिमिटेड नहीं कर सकते फॉर एग्जाम्पल, बट उसमें मैं सिर्फ एक ही पार्ट पर ध्यान देती हूँ. मुझे अपनी आंखें बहुत अच्छी लगती है, बस मैं आंखों के लिए ही सब करूंगी, सिर्फ आंखों के लिए जीऊंगी और किसी पार्ट को कुछ ध्यान नहीं दूंगी. तो क्या होगा? ऑब्वियसली आई एम गोइंग टू मीट sorrowful situation because that is not me alone. I am infinite. So when I consider myself to be limited, I will be sorrowful, guarantee. I will have fear, I will have stress, I'll have anxiety. All this will be gifted with this identity.
Yes.
It is gift of this identity. So because I take myself in wrong identity, this happens to me. सो ये जो थोड़ी बहुत खुशी भी हम महसूस करते हैं, वो कैसे महसूस करते हैं? अगर ये दुनिया में नहीं है और हम दुनिया के पदार्थ के पीछे ही भागते हैं, किसी वस्तु के पीछे, किसी व्यक्ति के पीछे, किसी परिस्थिति के पीछे हम भागते हैं, जो अच्छी लगती है उसके पीछे भागते हैं और जो बुरी लगती है उससे दूर भागते हैं, दो ही चीज करते हैं. तो कभी कभी हमें खुशी का, आनंद का जो अनुभव भी होता है, वो अनुभव भी क्या है? क्योंकि अगर मुझ में है, यहाँ पे नहीं है, तो यहाँ पे क्यों होता है कभी कभी? तो ये कैसे होता है? यहाँ पे लास्ट लाइन में ओ, दैट इज ऑब्जेक्ट. दिस लिटिल ई इज इमोशन एंड टी इज थॉट. विथ बॉडी I perceive object, so I become perceiver. With mind, I feel emotions, so I become feeler. There is no word called feeler, but Puji Gurudev has coined this word. So I become feeler.
Easy to understand. Yeah.
Yeah, and with intellect, with intellect, I think thoughts, so I become thinker. So perceiver, feeler, and thinker. Object, emotions, and thoughts.
Got it.
Correct. Got it? So with the body, I try to find my happiness in object. With the mind, I find my happiness in the emotions. I try to find. With intellect, I try to find in my happiness in concepts, in dreams, in ideas. I try to find my happiness. Okay? So now I find my happiness here, OET, through the instrument BMI. Through the instrument BMI, body, mind, and intellect, I find my happiness into object, emotions, and thoughts. Now, what happens when we try to find something? Again, let's take an example I gave you before, कि हम कुछ ढूंढ रहे हैं. तो हमने सभी ने कभी ना कभी कुछ ढूंढा होगा, चाबी तो हमेशा खो जाती है. सो जब हम ढूंढ रहे हैं, तो वो हमारी तलाश, हमारी सर्च खत्म कब होती है? जब वो चीज हमें मिल जाए, राइट? सो जब हम किसी ऑब्जेक्ट में, हमें लगता है किसी पदार्थ में मेरी खुशी है, तो जब मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मिल गई, तब मैं खुश हो जाती हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे लगा कि मिल गई वो ब्रांडेड खुशी जिसको मैं ढूंढ रही हूँ कब से, वो मिल गई. तो वो जब एहसास होता है कि मुझे मिल गई, ऐसा लगा, तब मैं खुश हूँ. फिर मैं वो ऑब्जेक्ट को हाथ में लेती हूँ, थोड़ी देर उसके साथ खेलती हूँ, थोड़ी देर उसको देखती हूँ और उसको यूज करती हूँ, whatever. After some time I get bored of it because I find that happiness which I am looking is not there.
Yes.
Yeah. That brand is not there. This is different brand. And because it is different brand, carried away. फॉर द इंटरप्शन।
It's okay.
या हम को जब भी हमें
Anupama ji,
लगता
your
है
voice is
ऑब्जेक्ट
breaking.
कि
Your voice
यस
is breaking. Your voice is breaking. So can you just check your network connection?
am I audible now?
Yeah, now you're on. Perfect.
क्लियर? ओके
Yeah.
ओके। सो जब मुझे ऐसा लगता है फॉर सम टाइम आई एम हैप्पी, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि मुझे ये खुशी मिल गई, तो वो एक इल्यूजन है। जब तक मैं उस ऑब्जेक्ट को चेक नहीं कर लूं तब तक मुझे लगता है कि मुझे वो खुशी मिल गई। पर जब मैं उसको पूरी तरह से चेक कर लेती हूँ, तब मुझे पता चलता है कि नहीं 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 यार, ये तो ये ब्रांड नहीं, वो ब्रांड नहीं है जो मुझे चाहिए। सो देन आई लुक फॉर another place,
Another.
and then I look for another place, and I do look for another place, and then person, and then object, and then person. We keep on searching, and in between we keep on feeling happy because we feel that I got it. So that is just because I feel I got it. It's just like that dog who is chewing the bone. हमने ये एग्जाम्पल सुना होगा कि डॉग्स जो होते हैं, स्पेशली पेट डॉग्स, आर गिवन बोन्स। तो ये जब बोन च्यू करते हैं तो दे एंजॉय इट वेरी मच। Why they enjoy? Because the blood which is coming out of their own mouth, that is what is they enjoy. उनके ही मुंह में से जो खून निकल रहा है वो हड्डी को चबाने से, उसको वो एंजॉय करते, पर उनको लगता है कि ये जो आनंद आ रहा है वो हड्डी की वजह से। सो सिमिलरली जो भी आनंद हमें महसूस होता है वो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस मी ओनली, बट हमें लगता है कि इट इज कमिंग फ्रॉम दिस
Body, object. Yes.
या
Very true.
बिकॉज ऑफ दिस इग्नोरेंस, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस वी। सो सारी मुसीबत की जड़ है ये वी, इग्नोरेंस,
Ignorance.
राइट? क्योंकि मुझे पता नहीं है। सो ऑब्वियसली अगर सारी मुसीबत की जड़ अज्ञान है तो मुझे अज्ञान को मिटाना है। और अज्ञान को किस तरह से मिटा सकते हैं? ऑब्वियसली अगर मुझे नहीं पता किसी चीज का ज्ञान अज्ञान है तो ज्ञान से ही अज्ञान मिट सकता है, राइट?
Yes.
तो ज्ञान से ही मुझे ये अज्ञान दूर हो सकता है कि मेरा मूल स्वभाव ये है, ये नहीं है, ये सिर्फ इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स है जो जिस इंस्ट्रूमेंट को मैं यूज कर सकती हूँ। तो मुझे ये आइडेंटिटी जो फेक आइडेंटिटी है, फॉल्स आइडेंटिटी है, इसको ड्रॉप करना है, और ये जो मेरी सही आइडेंटिटी है इसको मुझे अपनाना है। Because I have forgotten, it will take time. So to remove this we have many ways. Scriptures shows us many paths. Mainly talked about is our three paths, which is we all know karma yoga, bhakti yoga, gnana yoga. We might have heard these words. So we'll not go into detail of the paths, but to remove this we have three main paths, or three uh, uh, main sadhan, the medium through which we can
Medium.
remove this we. Okay, so karma helps us to get out of our the laziness, and because we don't want to do anything. Frankly speaking, if we don't have to earn, we don't want to do anything. Frankly speaking, अगर हमारे पर कोई डंडा लेके नहीं खड़ा है तो हमको कुछ ज्यादा करने को मन नहीं करता है। वी आर लेजी। सो टू कम आउट ऑफ दैट लेजीनेस, एंड स्पेशली टू थिंक, क्योंकि सोचना तो हमको बिल्कुल नहीं होता है। गुरुजी सेज, पूज्य गुरुजी स्वामी तेजोमयानंद जी सेज वेरी ब्यूटीफुली कि ये खाए बिना हम कुछ दिन जी सकते हैं, पानी के बिना हम कुछ दिन जी सकते हैं, और सांस के बिना हम बिल्कुल नहीं जी सकते। पर एक चीज ऐसी है जिसके बिना हम जी सकते हैं, बिना सोचे हम जी सकते हैं। इसीलिए हमें लगता नहीं कि हमें सोचना जरूरी है, पर क्योंकि हमारा जो पूरा ये दुख का कारण है, भय का कारण है, चिंता का कारण है, वो अविचार है। मतलब हम विचार नहीं करते, इसीलिए हमें दुख हो रहा है। तो विचार से ही, ज्ञान से ही हमारा दुख दूर होगा। पर वह ज्ञान समझने के लिए हमें पहले अपने आप को तैयार करना होगा, और उस तैयारी के लिए, पूर्व तैयारी के लिए कर्म योग और भक्ति योग की सजेस्ट किया जाता है कि इस राह में आगे बढ़ना है तो हमें डेफिनेटली एक्शन का सहारा लेना पड़ेगा, भक्ति का सहारा लेना पड़ेगा. Obviously there are a lot of connotation about bhakti and I'm not going into that. Bhakti does not mean in a simple manner that only going to temple or whatever we understand that uh, doing bhajans and that is not bhakti. Bhakti means love for the goal in simple manner. Love for the higher goal, love for that truth is bhakti. That love is bhakti. So in a very simple way, so when we start doing actions for the higher goal, to know our truth and turn our direction and not for the fruits, then we proceed forward and then we have more love and then we grow more in love, and that is when mind becomes pure and subtle, and then we discover my own identity, which is this. And this, when I start walking, I also explored the second main principle, which is this is common in all the being, thing, and everything. This I is common in everybody. There can be differences in body, there can be differences in mind, there can be differences in like intellect. There can be levels of body, the different bodies are there. There can be levels of mind evolved, there can be levels of intellect evolved, but life per se or this Om is common in all of us. That is when I realize I am all pervading, I am infinite, I am blissful self. But because right now I'm not able to understand, our rishis are very kind and very, 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 very scientific to understand all our personalities and the holistic uh, evolution of being. They have given us lot of methods. They have given us a lot of also saguna sakar roop, because I don't understand that om per se निर्गुण निराकार कोई बोले तो हमें समझ में नहीं आता है. You, but when somebody says, okay, you worship Krishna or worship Shiva, then I understand. Then it makes sense. Okay, worship your guru, it makes sense. So that is why this alambanam is necessary. This support is very necessary. End up with my last example. Puji Guru, recently I heard this and it was so, I mean, again and again we hear this, but recently again I heard this and it was always elevating. Puji Gurudev, when he was studying under his guru, he asked that if we are this infinite self, which I showed, Om, then why don't we directly meditate upon that, or why don't we directly reach there? So he did. The guru did not answer, and he continued the class. After some time, he said, "Can you please get me one glass of?" No, he said, "Can you get me water?" And the disciple, Puji Gurudev, went and got the water. So he served the water, and when he gave the water, his guru got very angry. He said, I wanted water. What is this?" And disciple got a little confused that I have got water. Why is he getting angry? So I'll tell you why he's getting angry. So he said, I never asked to get a kamandalu. I said only get a water, get water. So understood the point that without glass, you cannot get the water. Similarly, without support, we cannot reach that highest truth, which is beyond our understanding. So we need support, we need alamban, we need guidance, and that all is through scriptures, through gurus, and that alone is the guideline possible to reach. Otherwise, we will get lost definitely without GPS. Okay.
Good one.
Yeah. So I think that's brief about Vedanta. I'm sure it. I mean, it might have raised some questions also. That it's not because it's something which we need to think again and again and again, and get clarity about it. So this is just a trailer. If you want to watch movie, then you have to go to theaters. Okay,
Definitely, definitely.
so you
Yes.
can go
So
ahead
I
with.
have one personal question.
Yes.
बहुत ही अच्छे से आपने आई थिंक पूरे वेदांता को बहुत ही सिंपल वे में आई थिंक आपने एक्सप्लेन कर दिया चार्ट से, एंड आई एम श्योर ये चार्ट की वजह से काफ़ी बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग मिली. बट जैसे कि हम बात कर रहे हैं कि वो आई को रियलाइज करना है, वो इग्नोरेंस को मिटाना है, तो ऐसे क्या टेक्निक या ऐसा क्या है, मतलब ये तो समझ गया कि ठीक है ये यहाँ पे टेम्पररी है, ब्लिस यहाँ पे टेम्पररी है, अभी मुझे ब्लिस एक्सपीरियंस करना है जिसकी लिमिट्स नहीं है. बट ऐसी कोई टेक्निक या ऐसा क्या करें जिससे हम वो इग्नोरेंस को मिटा सके और खुद को रियलाइज कर सके. But apart from support, yes, definitely we will take support, we will take guidance. But are there any technique as such that can help us to do?
There are many techniques to realize this my own self, and many ways, as I said, three main ways: karma yoga, bhakti yoga, and jnana yoga. So in each path there are different sadhana or different techniques through which we can proceed forward. So let's say, for example, if it is karma yoga, if you are very action oriented person, then because we all are, basically we all have karma, jnana, bhakti, all three. Like Ayurveda has
Yes,
vata, pitta, kapha, all three are
yes,
present in
yes,
everybody, but
yes,
something is dominating always. So if I'm action oriented person, then I should divert all my actions towards a higher goal, that I am not doing for this selfish goal. I'll give you a pictorial example. I can't draw, but then this V, little V, which is problem. If you
yes,
turn this, if you right now this V is, if you take it as an arrow, it is taking us downwards. I, who is
yes,
infinite, it is making me limited. If you take this as an arrow, so I have to turn
yes,
this arrow upwards. So when right now I am with body, I am working for objects. But if I start working for the higher goal, for the Lord, for Bhagwan, for some higher cause, for my country, that is also higher goal. For my country, for Lord, if I start working and offering all my actions for this, then this arrow will turn upwards. Then it will take me towards that, my own self. Right now it is body, we are working for object, very selfish and narrow vision. But if we start working for the Lord or higher vision, or with higher for higher goal, it may be a social service also, but if there is no selfish goal whatsoever in that, then it will take me towards, slowly it will take me towards my true nature. So that is for karma yoga, that I offer all my actions towards the higher goal or Lord. Then
yes,
bhakti yoga also has different sadhanas, but right now all my emotions are going downwards. But
yes,
if I turn them upward, if I start offering all my emotions to Bhagwan, then I can proceed towards Bhagwan. There are a lot of other sadhanas, techniques also, like Japa Yoga. So Japa is also something which can take us towards myself. Uh, and same way with knowledge, with intellect, I keep on thinking about lot of things about world. But when I start thinking about myself or Bhagwan, with the guide, with the help of scriptures and guru, then I slowly proceed towards myself. Now the main important things about all the techniques and everything, how can we realize, uh, there are two very important things. One is, we call in technical language, chitta shuddhi and chitta ekagrata, the purity of the mind and focus of the mind. If I achieve these two things, purity and focus of the mind, then I can easily realize this. And that's why it is easy for kids to understand Bhagwan. because their minds are pure
Yeah.
and
Yes.
they are focused also. A lot of time we see that children are quite focused. It's just that we don't understand that it's not that they don't have concentration, it's that they don't have interest in something. So similarly, here two things we need to achieve: chitta shuddhi and chitta ekagrata. And chitta shuddhi means right now I'm not able to grasp this, although I intellectually may be able to understand a bit of it, but I'm not able to grasp it because my mind is preoccupied with lot of desires, unfulfilled desires, lot of thoughts are going on in the background. So mind is preoccupied. So
Yes.
when there is total mind is not available for me to grasp this. So that is why we need purity. So when we remove this kama, ichha, lot of desires, raga, dvesha means likes and dislikes. I have likes for something and I have dislikes, and that's what constantly our mind is busy thinking. So then,
Yes.
where do
True.
we have time to think about this? And we want to go deeper in this to find. But then to go deeper, first I have to be like focused. So that is why it is very important that right now I have many identities, many false identities, okay, which are tying me. So I need to turn all the identity, make it one identity. I am servant of the Lord. I am whatever I am doing, I am serving to my Lord and nothing else, or a higher cause. If you have yet not
Yes.
that belief of God, then I'm serving every action or everything I think or everything I feel for Bhagwan. If any relation is there, I'm not serving that relation. I'm serving my Bhagwan through that relation. So if I make that one identity from many identity to one, if I come, then from one to I can go. So
Yeah.
that is what I would say in a short this thing.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's completely making sense. Yes. So before moving ahead, I would like to say hi to everyone who joined us. Hi Sanjana, hi Misbah, hi Swati, hi Ritvik, and please share your question if you have, and we will surely answer them. Hi Anubha, hi Urja. Yes. ओके सो अगर जैसे कि आपने बताया कि अगर मैं ये फिलॉसफी या इस कोर प्रिंसिपल को अपनी प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में इम्प्लीमेंट करती हूँ तो उसका मेरे फिजिकल इमोशनल लेवल पे क्या होगा आउटपुट लाइक हाउ इट अफेक्ट माय इमोशनल एंड फिजिकल हेल्थ so could you just share some of your experience or your personal experience or any experience that
It
can
is
motivate us to
it is obviously like when we know more about ourselves, more we feel joyful, more we remain in uh, joy, uh, and when we are happy, then definitely our physical health will improve or will not have much problems. And when we are happy, our mental health will definitely be fine. So, as we understand more and more about ourselves, more we become happy, more we become joyful, and more we are occupied with something higher. So, when we are occupied with something higher, then lower does not matter even if something happens at physical level. Then slowly we can give up that lower identity. It's very difficult to give up
yes
that I am body because we are so attached with the body. But when we get
yes
attached with something higher, then it is easy. We can give up our sleep. We can give up our one meal also. We don't mind if we are involved in something which we love to do. And that if it is higher, then of course it gives us more energy, more joy. So yeah, every way it is helpful in every personality when we understand more and more about ourselves.
Yes, very true. But when we talk about personality, or if I have to talk about age, तो जैसे कि हम youth है, like we are very energetic and passionate, and we are also occupied in our life. So the benefit would be the same, or it would be different, as you mentioned earlier.
I didn't
Is
get
it
your
like that
question.
कि is it like कि हमें कोई एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स डालनी होगी एज अ यूथ, मतलब अगर ये जो फिलॉसफी है, अगर मुझे उसको प्रैक्टिकल में लाना है, तो इज इट लाइक कि हमारी एज ग्रुप को कुछ ज्यादा एफर्ट्स डालनी होगी
No, younger
टू
you
गेट
are,
ऑल द
better it is.
बेनिफिट.
Youth, for youth it is much better, because as we grow in the age, we tend to have more stronger beliefs, stronger attachments, and strong views. So it's very difficult to then change. But if we are young, then it is easier for us to change. As I said, we have to change 360-degree from outside to inside. So for young people, it is much more easier to uh, go further and find realize oneself. That is why earlier it is better, and we must understand this. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me check if our audience have any questions. So Anubha has one question. Can you share a little bit about your journey of spiritualism? I think we already covered this question. So would you like to add something? Or
If I'll start speaking about myself, then it will go on. There's always each one likes their journey very much, and so do I. Um, there's something on my screen which says, looks like you are inactive. You will be redirected in some seconds. What is this?
yes, I can hear you properly.
No, there was something on my screen which popped up saying that, are you still here, kind of.
No, no, you are
So,
very much clear.
okay. Yeah, so as I said, journey, it's a long thing. Uh, Anubhaji, of course, I know her, so we can
Okay.
talk in person.
And she also mentioned sorry to join late. So I think she missed that part.
Yeah, as I said, a lot of ups and downs in journey, and no journey is smooth ever. If it is smooth, then you don't learn anything. Thank God, I had a lot of ups and downs. तो कुछ सीखने को मिला. जब जीवन में ठोकर लगती है तभी कुछ सीखते हैं. तो जनरल अंडरस्टैंडिंग ये होती है कि कोई भी अगर स्पिरिचुअल फील्ड में जाता है तो हमको लगता है कि कुछ जीवन में कुछ उसको कहीं,
बहुत बड़ा दुख आ गया होगा या बहुत
हाँ,
बड़ा कुछ.
स्पेशली कुछ गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड ने छोड़ दिया होगा, क्या होगा पता नहीं. So that's always curiosity. And
Yes.
Muji Guruji shares it very nicely. I'll just share this joke that a person was working, and under the construction, the new building, and he was working down the labor class. So when he was working, ऊपर से कुछ 20 रुपए का नोट गिरा. So when he saw 20 रुपए का नोट, he looked here and there, आजू बाजू देखा कोई नहीं है, 20 रुपए का नोट उठा के पॉकेट में रख दिया, ऊपर नहीं देखा. हाँ, फिर थोड़ी देर बाद 50 रुपए का नोट गिरा, फिर 100 रुपए का नोट गिरा. हर बार उसने इधर उधर देख के पॉकेट में रख दिया, ऊपर नहीं देखा, क्योंकि ऊपर देखेगा तो लौटाना पड़ेगा. तो ऊपर नहीं देखा. तो थोड़ी देर बाद अचानक से कुछ उसके सर पे लगा. वो 10 रुपए का सिक्का था. तुरंत उसने ऊपर देखा. उसको पता नहीं था कि 10 रुपए का सिक्का है, क्योंकि वो लगा ना, चोट लगे ना, किसने मारा. अब तक पैसे गिर रहे थे तो ऊपर नहीं देखा भाई, अब चोट लगी तो ऊपर देख रहे हो. इसी तरह से जब ठोकर लगती है या फिर कुछ जीवन में हम कुछ ऐसे अनुभव होते हैं, तभी हम we ask ourselves fundamental questions of our life, that what is it that what I want in life. And these fundamental questions maybe everyone is asking, but with the time we forget that. So जब चोट लगती है तो कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि this whole world is nothing, all philosophical things will be remembered. फिर बाद में वापस से वहीं के वहीं. So That way, it is trouble or difficult situation which carves us or which makes us better and better if we take them in the spirit of learning. And that's how I see that whatever difficulties were there, and now also, it's not that difficulties will stop, but it helps us to
Yes.
grow, and equally to me also. So I thank God again for all the difficulties.
Yes, I think very beautifully you said कि जब ऐसी कोई सिचुएशन आती है तब हम अपने आप को क्वेश्चंस करते हैं एंड व्हाट आई फील कि क्वेश्चन से ज़्यादा भी लर्निंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है अगर हमने वो लर्न कर लिया वो डिफिकल्ट टाइम में से दैन वो लर्निंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है ओके थैंक यू सो मच सिस्टर देयर इज वन मोर क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम उर्जा हरिओम वुड यू प्लीज एक्सप्लेन लिटिल मोर ऑन BMI चार्ट
How much time do we have?
yeah actually we crossed our
We are
time
running
limit.
late.
Yeah, we are running late. And we okay. So what we can do, we can cover our remaining question, and after that, we can, if we have time, we can take those questions. What is your view?
Yeah,
Would that
fine.
be okay? Yeah. Yeah. So I have like बहुत interesting question है कि लोग जब बात करते हैं कि जब हम spirituality follow करते हैं तो is it like कि हमें सब कुछ अपना छोड़ना पड़ेगा कि अगर हम सब कुछ छोड़ के आश्रम में रहते हैं तो हमें ज़्यादा बेनिफिट्स मिलते हैं तो इज इट लाइक हमें सब कुछ छोड़ना पड़ेगा टू फॉलो स्पिरिचुअलिटी
No, not at all. कि uh, सब कुछ छोड़ना नहीं पड़ेगा. But definitely, when we are studying something, like even a normal in normal field also, we to focus better. Let's say we just want to study, then we go to the college. We stay there as as students, and we completely focus on that. So when we want to go into depth and study it in detail, so we may have to sometime go and attend certain camps or certain courses where we have nothing else to do, no other responsibility but to this, but this. So when we have only this, then it uh, I mean, it's not that I have to leave, but I will willingly leave because I want to focus on this. So when that clarity comes, yes, of course, you will leave automatically, but there is nothing that you have to leave. There are householders also, and Chinmaya Mission is full of householders, and householders are a big support to the entire society. So, because if you see, the children are dependent on householder, the elders are dependent on householder. The, I mean, as we say, four ashrams of our culture, Samskriti, everyone is dependent on householder. So householders are very, very important aspect of our society. So it is not that you have to leave everything. Even being where you are, you can practice spirituality. You are, whichever role you are doing, as I said, if you turn your actions towards God, then that is spirituality. You do whatever work you are into. If you are a housewife, you do your household things, but your goal is not to gain little what do you say, little fruits of it, or some appreciation or some recognition. It's not the goal.
yes
Goal is I want to serve my Lord. Lord has given me this beautiful opportunity, so I will serve. So like that, if we have goal which is higher, then wherever we are, even if we are in our offices, wherever, we can practice spirituality. It is nothing like that you have to leave everything. Yeah.
ट्रू ट्रू थैंक यू सो मच सिस्टर जैसे कि अब तक हमने स्पिरिचुअलिटी की बातें की कोर प्रिंसिपल की बातें की तो जैसे अगर हम देखते हैं कि स्पिरिचुअलिटी और अगर मैं बात करूँ साइकोलॉजी फील्ड की तो हम दोनों माइंड के ऊपर काम करते हैं. तो लाइक मतलब मैं जानना चाहूँगी कि आपके क्या व्यूज है on mental health issue, like what would you suggest to people having mental health issues?
Mental health issue, I would say that आजकल कुछ ज़्यादा ही है because we are not paying attention towards it. Simple.
Yes. Yes,
So
very true.
because that mind is not taken care of, the emotional personality is not taken care of. Whenever we face any difficulty emotionally, we break down. So who have mental people who have mental health issue, what I would suggest is first and very important thing is when emotions are overpowering, get activated, do something physically. Do not
Yes.
sit and do passive thing. Do not watch movies, etc. Get up, get up from your place. Start doing something. Start cleaning. Start doing some art and craft if you like to do art craft. If you like to do exercise, do exercise. If you like to run, go out and run. If you like to do something physically, whatever you like, do that. Keep yourself busy constantly. Do not allow your mind to be free, because when you have problem with the mind, and if you leave the mind free, it will go in a wrong direction. It will take you to the greater depression or greater misery, because it will start imagining. The mind has a capacity to imagine. So when you leave it free, it will start imagining, and all it will imagine will be on a wrong direction, will increase your anxiety, stress, worry, etc. So be busy. Second is have company of good people, like-minded people, and people who are motivated, inspiring. They have some higher goals in their lives. Be with those kind of people. If you don't find people, be with such books, such thoughts. Have that kind of company. And lastly is if you can't have all these things, spend time with nature. Nature is a great healer, and just by being with nature, you will be able to get the peace, and mind will become relaxed. So that is what I suggest for the people who have mental health issues. Of course, when it is clinical issues, or if it is something which is beyond our reach, then definitely you should consult the doctors. In our culture, it is sometime, not sometime, mostly it is considered very shameful if we go to psychiatrist, or if we consult some somebody like
Psychologist,
that,
therapist.
psychologist, therapist. It is considered as लोग कहते हैं कि पागल हो गया है तो ले गए हैं. So physical health, when we have any problem, we definitely go to the doctors and get it cured. But nobody labels us, neither are we label ourselves. But when it is mental health issue, then we also label ourselves. We also feel hesitate, and people also make it little worse. So definitely, if it is much more than beyond our control, and it is clinical issue, if you feel, definitely you should consult and take some help of uh, doctors. The God has kept them for some purpose. So we should use those help which is available. Yeah.
Yes, truly, truly. Even I also believe कि जब भी लगे कि need है, very beautifully you said कि जब physical कुछ problem होती है तो हम डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं, तो उसी हिसाब से mental health के लिए क्यों नहीं? To build up this question, sister, I have one more question. According to you, why are people in today's generation suffering more and more from mental health issue? Like, what are your views on this mental health?
Um, as I said, ki, the emotional part is not taken care of, and that is why more mental health issue. Second is no one has trained us or given us the exposure that how should we think about our lives. We have been filled up with information. We have been given a lot of information in schools. We have been given a lot of rote learning, so to say. but nobody ever teaches us how to think, and which is very, very important. Guruji says, as I said, because we are not able to think correctly, we are facing lot of issues. कभी कोई भी सिचुएशन प्रॉब्लम तब बनती है जब मुझे उसका सॉल्यूशन नहीं पता होता, अदरवाइज इट इज जस्ट अ सिचुएशन. तो अभी ये प्रॉब्लम इसलिए बन रहा है क्योंकि हमें सॉल्यूशन नहीं पता है, वी डू नॉट नो व्हाट टू डू. So and even if we know, at times we do not have that much strength, and that is why people break down. So these are a few reasons. Also, one of the main reason is, if you see, in past we used to have wonderful support system. The families used to be so huge. Look, no person will feel ever lonely. So that way everyone was taken care in whatever circumstances, but that support system is completely gone. Second thing is, each family used to have family guru, and now also I know some of the family who have family guru, like you have family doctor, like that. There were, yeah, there were family gurus. So there was somebody to guide you further when the problems are beyond the body only. When you face problems in related to mind and intellect, there was somebody who could guide you, who could help you in that term. So that support system of family and gurus was amazing. Last few decades, I mean, few, not decades, but few hundreds of years, we don't see this much, and we have seen so much of maladjustment in this particular system that we do not, we can't even imagine that acha aisa tha. Guru was so important. Guru was so important in the family. Like, if we see Ramayana only, Ramji, although we say that he was Bhagwan himself, but every, so if he was Bhagwan himself, he knew everything, but he went to Gurukula, he learned, and every time he gave respect to Vasishtha Rishi, every time he gave respect to Vishwamitra Ji, and whatever they said, he did that only. And in difficult times, they were the one who guided. So this system was so fantastic, which has been broken, the family and the guru, and that is why we do not have anything to fall back. First, we do not have strength of our own, and we do not have something which is sustainable or which is strong. So that's why. And also, last thing, which also you ask for suggestion, and also it goes in this this question, that do not be alone. Most of the youth today stays alone, and because we do not know a lot of things, and we do not know when we are in trouble what to do, where to go, and we are all alone. That mind, when it is alone, it can create a lot of hassle for us. So when you have mental health issue, or you feel that not that much strength is there, please do not be alone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
So let me check if our audience have any question. Yeah. So sister, would you like to add something in BMI chart?
Okay. So the BMI chart, as we were talking about, so I just clarified that this is something which is a false identity, BMI. This BMI, if we take it as an instrument to do something which is higher in nature, for higher cause, then we can grow further. Otherwise, what happens generally, why there are confusions and worries and problems? Because I identify with the body, mind, and intellect, as told before. So everything related to body, I am playing that role. So I'm playing that role. Suppose body related, all the relations. So I'm a wife, I'm a doctor, I'm a mother, so many relations I am playing at the body level. So many relations has so many duties at the body level, and so many emotions and so many thoughts. So when I consider myself body, each relation I have to maintain. When it is a fake identity, I have to maintain it. When it is false identity, I have to maintain it. That which is truth, I don't have to maintain it. Truth is truth. I don't have to do anything. But when it is something which is considered, or something which is taken for a while false, then I have to maintain it. So I have to maintain all the relations, and I have duties towards myself also, that I have duty towards my own body, I have duties towards my own mind, I have duty towards my own intellect. But these all duties uh, suffer, because as I said, we are juggling with many roles. We are perceiver, feeler, and thinker.
Yes.
So we are having so many objects in our mind. We are perceiving so much from the outside world. And that perception creates so many desires in us. With body, I perceive the object. And when I perceive object, it doesn't end there. It creates a lot of desires in my mind. And these desires are some desires, as I said, of at the mind level, which I like, and some desires I do not like. So the desires which I like, I want to fulfill them, and desires which I do not like, I want to run away from this. Now, the very interesting thing about this OET, object, emotion, and thought, these all are changing, constantly changing. Object changes. Emotion, Subato, I was really excited. Just before I entered in the office and my boss said something, I was pretty happy. So my mood changes so quickly. So the object, emotion, thoughts also keeps changing.
Yes.
Ideas keep changing, concepts keep changing. These all keep changing. And that which is changing, on that I am dependent for my happiness. I want that happiness which is sustaining, which is everlasting. But I am dependent on the object, emotions, thoughts, which are constantly changing. So obviously my happiness also will fluctuate,
Yes. Very
because
simple
the,
equation. It's like an equation.
yeah, so it also changes. So that is the problem with this, but we hardly get time to think. As I said, we are perceiver, feeler, thinker. We keep on perceiving, we keep on fulfilling our desires, and we think that that will give us happiness. So sometimes what is our concept, that little happiness what we are getting will, is it not okay? But that little, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus little doesn't become infinite. That is still limited. So need to understand that anything which is temporary in nature, anything which is changing, will definitely not give me that happiness which I am looking for. So I cannot have happiness at this level. I can have happiness only here. And when I turn towards that, of course, I will have happiness. Now, very interesting thing about BMI chart. One more thing I was just thinking that there might be a question when I said subject and object. Today, my identity is body, mind, and intellect. And as I said, that's a false identity. Now, it is very difficult for me to understand that how am I not the body? How am I not the mind? So, because
Yeah.
suddenly you're saying me that you're not the body. Arre, I mean, so far though I was understanding I'm body and everything was fine, and suddenly you're saying you're not the body. How do I understand that I'm not the body? What is the logic? So let's understand a very simple logic. Again, it is simple but very deep. And if you understand, you get it, you get it. So this is subject. Me, I'm the subject. This is object. Okay. The entire world is object. I'm the subject. World does not mean other than my body also include. My body is also included in world. My mind is also included in world. My intellect is also included in world. So all this is object and I am the subject. So there is subject and there is object. Two things. Now let's take simple understanding that that which is mine cannot be me. Simple logic. This pen is mine. Yeah.
Yes.
That doesn't mean I am this. Okay. So
Yes.
to say something is mine, I have to different than that.
Yes.
If that is clear, then things will slowly get clear. If something is not if I say something is mine, I have to different, I have to be different than that thing. So generally also in our daily use also we say my body is not feeling okay, right? Although
Yeah.
we consider ourselves body, but we use these words, my body is not fine. We also use this for our minds, that today my mind is not right.
Mm.
So I say my mind. So that means I am not the mind. I am the one who knows the mind. So the mind
Yes.
is different than me.
Yes.
When
It
I
is like a,
say,
I have a mind. I'm not a mind. It's like a, I have a body, but I'm not a
yeah,
body.
correct. So I have also, and I mean that's also we can go deeper in it. But yes, that when I say mine, then it is not me. It is different than me. And when we understand this fact, it is so amazing because all the problems are when we consider ourselves to be this. But when we consider that yeah, I'm not the body. I don't need to be feel bad if I'm fat. I don't need to feel bad if I'm ugly at the body level because that's the body. That's not me.
Yes.
I have a
Very true.
car which is an instrument, and that instrument I use to go from one place to another place. Now that is the purpose of the car, that it takes me comfortably from one place to another place. If the purpose is fulfilled, then if the car is BMW or Toyota or if it is I don't remember many names, but whatever car it is, Maruti Fronti, how does it matter? If there is a scar on my car, it's not that I will start rubbing that because I feel that it is on me. And actually problem happens there when we identify with things also. We identify with car also. And when
Yes.
our car is not
Very true.
good, we feel ashamed. We don't
Yes.
feel good about it. Similarly, when we identify with body, we car to very far. It's something which is very different than me. But body is something very close to me. So it is all the more difficult to understand that I'm not body, and I don't need to feel anything bad about it if there is some problem, there is something wrong with the body or something, anything. I don't need to feel bad. So once we understand this, that I'm not the body, mind, and intellect, it is joy. It is so peaceful because then you are free. You have no issues. Yes, of course. I mean, it's easier. I mean, to say, but to get to there is difficult. But then it definitely helps us to be a better person and have better relations. I'll give you an example. When we treat something like maybe let's take an example of mother and a child. Mother identifies with the child, but if mother does not identify with the child and understands that child has come through me and not from me, then she will be not having those problems which she would have generally. I do not like something in my child. I do not like this. I do not like that. I do not like that. And most of the mothers would be complaining about their own child. They will complain, but about other child, they will like everything. So that way, when I understand that this is not me, it's different than me. It has its own mind. It has its own existence. So similarly, when I understand this mind is body, mind, and intellect is not me, then it becomes easier to handle the body, mind, and intellect, because then we are
Yes,
treating them as
completely
the
true.
instrument. And when we treat them as an instrument, we do not pamper them. We do whatever we need to do. Like we have an instrument which is scooter or car or vehicle, we give for service time to time. We don't feel lazy about that. We repair if it is not proper. So similarly, when I take it as an instrument, I do not have that kind of uh, wrong understanding, and it will help me to deal with my body, mind, and intellect, and it will not create chaos in my life, because of which I'm feeling all the fears and anxiety, stress, etc. When I understand, take them objectively, then it will help me, and I'll be able to grow as a better person. So yeah, I think
Yes.
that's it. We can have more
Yes,
about
very
next
well you explained,
session.
ma'am. And I hope Urja, you got your answer. Yes. Yeah. So to summarize this whole session, हमने देखा कि जैसे कि with the help of spiritual principle हम अपनी लाइफ में ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ला सकते हैं, जैसे कि सिस्टर ने एक चार्ट दिखाया, बॉडी, माइंड एंड इंटेलेक्ट. तो वैसे हम spiritual principle, and if you facing still any issue, then you can also visit a mental health practitioner, psychologist or doctor. So ये दोनों फील्ड साथ में काम करके आई थिंक हम सोसाइटी में एक बहुत ही बड़ा ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ला सकते हैं. व्हाट डू यू थिंक मैम?
Yeah, definitely. I have got some messages also. So, as was mentioned about from you. So,
Yes.
the very first thing is, let's feel gratitude and grateful for everything we have received. Today's generation, we are hardly able to appreciate or be grateful about little things we have received and we are receiving constantly. So this attitude of gratitude brings lot of joy in life. So let's be grateful for every little things we are getting constantly, and let's not take anything for granted. And second thing I want to say is, have a higher goal in life, because the world is changing constantly. The question you had asked, that why we are facing so much problem, because we do not have anything to hold. When something is constantly changing, moving, we need something sturdy to hold. So what is that sturdy when the world is constant in flux of changes? So hold on to values, hold on to ethics, hold on to higher goals, or have some role models. And these are the sturdy holders which will help us to balance in our life. And as Pujya Gurudev says that this our generation has a lot of thing that I will change the world. So Gurudev says that 2 years I had made you study, I couldn't change you, and you're going to change the world. So he says, you change. So
Yeah.
let us change ourselves, and instead of changing the world, let's bring the changes which we want to see outside, as Gandhiji also said. So
Yes. Self
these
transformation.
are the few things I just wanted to convey. Thank you so much, Shreya.
Yeah, thank you so much, sister. So we come at the end of the today's episode, and thank you everyone. You will have been such a great audience, and thank you Anupama ji for your valuable time. and your inputs. And I'm sure this insight will help us to get more clarity in our life. And I have a wonderful time with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shreya, for organizing this and being so sweet and organizing the